Hi, I'm Giles, the Technical Director of Havilah Resources, and today I'd like to give you some brief commentary on our recently released quarterly report. The biggest news for the quarter for us was the signing of an exclusivity agreement for the Mutooroo copper-cobalt project with JX Advanced Metals Corporation, which is a large Japanese non-ferrous metals enterprise. This allowed us to commence a drilling program at the Mutooroo project located near Broken Hill, and that's produced plenty of positive results which we've released during the quarter and more recently. We also carried out drilling at the Croziers prospect about 20 kilometres north of Kalkaroo. We signed an agreement with ASX listed Heavy Rare Earths Limited, HRE, over some of our high calibre uranium prospects. Havilah Resources, our other uranium joint venture partner, carried out drilling in the vicinity of Oban. We had a capital raising and raised just over $4 million via rights issue to our shareholders. And good for us and everybody involved in gold, reached record heights during the quarter. So just turning to some specifics now. Particularly the Mutooroo copper-cobalt project, where the JX Advanced Metals Resource Expansion drilling program intersected some well-mineralised sulphide ore well outside the existing resource. And in particular this hole 278, which we recently reported, returned 21 metres of 1.6% copper, 0.18% cobalt and 0.31 gram per tonne gold from 122 metres depth. And it lay below and about 50 metres away from an earlier nice intersection that we reported during the quarter, which was 12 metres of 1.57% copper, 0.16% cobalt and 0.39 gram per tonne cobalt from 104 metres depth. Plus there was some narrow intersection of hanging wall lodes. So this trend of increasing grade thickness as we go deeper over almost what are approximating true widths is very positive for us, and it potentially means that there are more tonnes of sulphide ore in this area to be discovered, and that in turn would make Mutooroo a more attractive development proposition. And just to highlight that and clarify a little bit, this is a long section. It's basically a section through the length of the Mutooroo ore body, showing where all our drill holes pierced the mineralisation. And these 4 holes here were basically metallurgical holes. They twinned existing Havilah drill holes, which we know intersected good sulphide mineralisation, and the sample from that has been sent to the metallurgical laboratory in Brisbane for a metallurgical test work program. Once we obtained that metallurgical sample, adequate amounts of it, we turned our attention to drilling mostly in this grey area here, below the existing measured resource, to upgrade the indicated and inferred resources to the measured category, so drilling in this vicinity here. But also importantly, we drilled quite a number of holes outside the Mutooroo resource to the north, and this 278, which I mentioned, about 200 metres north of the existing resource, was one such hole, as was 260 and several others, all of which returned some quite nice results. So very optimistic that we can add some tonnes here. On the uranium side, as mentioned, we signed agreements with Heavy Rare Earths, HRE, which on some of our high calibre uranium projects, which allows it to earn an 80% interest in these projects. And as part of that transaction, 38 million HRE shares and 17.5 million unlisted options were issued to Havilah. And the projects which that agreement covers is Prospect Hill, located in the very north of Flinders Ranges, the Billeroo Namba project area, which covers the Billeroo Paleochannel downstream from the Goulds Dam resource of Boss Resources. Also the extensive Namba Paleochannel where there's some nice uranium intersections from previous exploration. And it also covers the Radium Hill project area, which surrounds but doesn't include the old historic Radium Hill uranium mine. And some recent uh, electron microprobe work has shown that the uranium at Radium Hill is associated with quite significant levels of scandium and rare earths, which was also known historically. Our other joint venture partner, Havilah Resources, have carried out exploration drilling surrounding the Oban deposit, and they've reported some quite encouraging uranium intersections. And pretty soon they plan to move down here to the Mount John prospect, which is located on this Uramba Paleochannel, downstream from the Honeymoon deposit and also the Jason's resource, both of which are owned by Boss Energy. So these uranium deals which we've announced is the first step in our stated objective of monetising some of Havilah's assets and recognising some value for them within Havilah for the benefit of our shareholders. Other highlights for the quarter. We still continue to engage with interested parties about Kalkaroo with the assistance of Deutsche Bank, and a number of parties are presently still in the data room studying the data. And while we would like to have announced the deal on Kalkaroo, the process takes time, and the gold price increases in recent months have only added to the attractiveness of the deposit economics. And the fact remains that Kalkaroo represents a huge leverage to both the gold and copper prices, and it's located, of course, in a stable jurisdiction in northeastern South Australia. We don't see that going away anytime soon. As mentioned, Havilah raised $4 million via a rights issue to its shareholders, and at the end of the quarter is well funded to continue with its exploration programs, and that will include a high component of drilling. During this quarter I gave a talk at the Gold Coast Resource Rising Stars Conference, and that presentation and conference video can be accessed via the presentations section on our website, and it provides a very good summary of Havilah's current position and our aims and strategies going forward. So with that, I'll sign off until next time.